Hello. Volume's working. That's good. I'm going to play some more Minecraft, if you'd believe it. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do. But then I had the thought, or, well, I remembered, I still need to go find a Nether fortress for mainly blaze powder. Pretty much just blaze powder. Resource packs. I was looking at that for something. I don't recall. As tempting as it is to just listen to broken clocks, I'm afraid I must interrupt it. Why was that enabled? Initial loading lag. This seems to be a fairly predictable thing. Kitty, what are you doing there? I feel like I've been going crazy with this cat. Because, like, hello. I feel like I have some recollection of finding the jelly cat. And then that's the closest cat I seem to have to it, but I don't think that's jelly. I was kind of thinking with these shelves. Like, there's... There's definitely better ways that I can that I can decorate with them. How am I doing on copper? I have a lot. Let's do this without the hoppers, and I'll just try to remember to put the copper in timely. So, that's not right. That's also not right. Let's see. Well, I'm wanting to make myself some copper chests at the moment. And the most efficient way to do that just by a little bit is just making copper golems. So let's see, how wide is this? 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, so these are all 5. Yeah, so that's 17. Which is a lot of copper. But that's okay. Now I think the way I want to do this is like I need blocks there. I can just put blocks there temporarily. Now hopefully this shouldn't impede me searching through things. And do more. Let's see. I wonder how this would function. This is a very experimental idea. I have no idea how well it's actually going to work. And I don't know how well copper golems will pathfind up these trapdoors. They might not at all. But the hope is in theory, they're able to search through all of the chests on the bottom and also climb up here and search through all of the chests up here. Theoretically. I don't know if it'll work at all. And it would be a lot of chests for them to search through. So, you know, probably highly inefficient. But in theory, it might work, and that would be kind of cool. Oh, nighttime. That's fun. So hello, Nick. Not sure how else you would pronounce that. I'm good. How are you? Let's see. And I have copper golems. You know, I guess I could experiment with this. I need to put something in that chest. I cannot have any empty chests. Okay. Oh. Why am I failing at this so much right now? I'll move the gunpowder here, maybe. Let's empty this for the time being. Something like that. Now, let's do a little bit of an experiment. I think I'd like to try this with some fairly inexpensive items I have a lot of. Yeah, let's try with those things. Now they're going to be searching, and they won't put them anywhere that has items that do not match what they're looking for. Okay, that's already a problem. Good to know. Not sure exactly what you're asking with, is the stream hidden or hitting? But I mean, I'd say it's chill. Okay, I don't think these are working. That's fine. Oh, that's that's a lot of stairs. Oh, wait, does this work? Oh my goodness. I mean, of course I made it with the intent and hope that it works. But I didn't know if it actually would. Oh, it it shows the models. Oh. And one of them has succeeded. Okay, this is kind of awesome. I don't know what you're trying to do. They're getting a little bit stuck right there. Maybe let's put some temporary measures in place to, oh, okay. They're being difficult. Come on. Also do that right there. I suppose you may, though I've seen this structure of questioning before. Or commenting, rather. Let's see. Yeah, I think this works. There's, yeah, there's gonna be like way more chests here in the future, and so it's gonna get increasingly less efficient. However, they are capable of going up the stairs and pathfinding on the trapdoors and searching all of these chests. So that's, I think that's really cool. I guess I placed all this cobblestone because I had mined out the roof but didn't have enough blocks to fill it in. There's that banner. Oh wow. So they... And by the looks of it... Oh, okay, that is one thing I need to keep in mind. I forgot. They don't stack the items necessarily. They put it in the first available slot. Oh, but they did it though. So yeah, I have to be very strategic. You know, I agree with you, Nick. I would like to add more to my more like display elements to my stream. But I'll get around to that eventually with my own art. That's all right. As I just, well, maybe I didn't quite say it, but I like making my own assets and things. I'm not really interested in buying or commissioning assets from other people. But good luck to you in that endeavor. Oh wow, they're making it all the way up here as well, huh? Okay. I think I will do what of this I can manage. Oh, the decorated pots. Feels like I should be able to do all of this. Yeah, this one isn't even that close. Yeah, let's just... I have them here for a reason. Let's let them do their job. What are you looking for? The nether wart. Oh, this is This is fun. I'll probably wax all of this, all of this copper eventually. For now, I'm just gonna let it oxidize, including the golems themselves, because I don't really consider this like properly finished or anything. But oh, this is a very fun experiment. I'm thrilled to see that it works. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want them around when I'm trying to properly organize everything. Of course, I could just tie them to a lead, but I don't know how many I want. More might be better. Well, no, I think more is better for efficiency. So 4 honestly might be a pretty good amount. But I do want some statues of them. So yeah, that's part of why I think just making a copper golem is the best way to make the chests. I mean, the thing is, a copper chest is a chest surrounded by 8 copper ingots. So not too expensive. But a copper golem is a copper block with a carved pumpkin. So that's 1 extra copper ingot minus the chest plus a pumpkin, which isn't a big deal at all. And then you get the chest and a copper golem, whether you want to use that copper golem functionally or for decoration. In other news, I think this place looks rather nice. No, I think that's all right, Nick. I would rather not. But yeah, I like... Oh. I like these little sort of pillar designs I've done. I do think they would look nicer if they were actual pillars, but that's not currently a thing. Yeah, this base all along all the walls is nice. I think it was the right call to leave the top empty. Only thing is, I probably don't love the floor and ceiling being the same block. Also, I just remembered I could use... I mean, I could be using half the amount of materials with them being the same. They could just be slabs for both. But that's fine. That's not a big deal. Yeah, I might want, I don't know if it would be the floor or the ceiling, but I might want one of them to be different. But that's a concern for another day. Okay, let's see here. I was thinking, oh, you know, that makes sense that that would be treated as one block. That kind of makes sense. That's so interesting. I never even considered that. Yeah, I was thinking with these, I could do that instead. Oh, right. Gonna move those down. I don't know how I feel about it being a chest because there's like a little gap there. But making that into like more of a, I don't know what you'd call it, but like, you know, having like sort of a table attached to it. I think that's kind of a nice idea. Do I have more stairs? Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, the chests are a fun idea for it being functional, but that probably is better visually. I could even try barrels. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, I think that's kind of a nice idea. I could potentially do it for here as well. Something like that. I did that. Maybe. I don't know if I like that. I mean, it's kind of nice looking. Maybe. I could just do it for all of them. That would be interesting. Do I like that better? I don't know. I think I might, honestly. I could even do... Oh. Do that. It's not bad, but maybe not. I do wonder with putting copper chests up here, there's definitely a chance. There's definitely a chance that the copper golems might make their way up there. They are struggling with these building blocks. Yeah, no, it's not going to be an efficient system. But if it works, if it technically works, I do think that's cool. As much as I like the blocks for display, I do feel like it's important to showcase how it looks with like regular items. Oh. Did I? Wait, did I place it here? Oh, that's so funny. I did it? No! That's depressing. Whoops. At least I fortuned it. I should probably default to Silk Touch, huh? I think that would be better. Well, that's all right. Actually, maybe I do have more down here. I do. I have one more. I didn't think I had just one. Yeah. Like I acknowledge that it looks a little bit awkward with like centered items because they float a lot more. It's not, I don't think it's that bad though. But yeah, I mean if you're strategic about it, I think it can still be good. Mob pathfinding is a bit rough here. What if... I mean, like, I don't necessarily want them going up here. But if they're gonna keep pathfinding... You know, my cat had a similar issue. So I feel like that... something like that could be good. Look, they're already back down. And now I'm using the wrong pickaxe there. Eventually... What if I did this? Like, you know, just for fun. Maybe. What was I gonna say? Eventually something? I don't know. Yeah, the concern with them going to the upper floors is that I might want to use the copper chests decoratively. Like, still as functional storage, but you know, decoratively use the chest, like here, as a fancy looking chest. And if they manage to get to that chest and I am using it as storage, they are just going to start stealing from it. But I don't know, worst case, I could put some trapdoors or something to prevent them from going up there. Oh yeah, I wanted to look for other display items. I know the focus of this stream was meant to be it was meant to be looking for another fortress, and it still will be, or at least I will still go do that. I'm just getting a little distracted with stuff. It's a little ironic that I can't use any of my fancy item displays for this, because, you know, it's like I could, technically, but I feel it's a bit untruthful. Oh, I do have a potion of water breathing. Maybe instead of that, let's see, is there anywhere harmless I can stick this? That's probably fine. Yeah. Yeah, just a water bottle. And then grab another shelf. I don't know about that. I don't know where's a good spot for this. Can you not fit in that spot? I thought you would be able to. Yeah, probably not. Over here might work better. That's a fun idea, displaying some drinks. I just, I don't think I really have this space for it at the moment. It would be nice if copper golems retained at least a little bit of information. You know, maybe they search through a few chests, and then they know that those, well, if they haven't put the item in there, they know that those chests don't contain what they're looking for. And then they forget and start the process over, just randomly selecting chests. It'd be nice if they kept that same amount of chests, like not going over the amount ever, so it's replacing the oldest one with the newest one every time they check a new chest. But they retain the information of what was in those chests. And so they continue, I guess that would mean they continue to not look in them for the current item, which would be very useful. But more so I was thinking when they get a new item, they could potentially know if any of the chests they recently searched had it. But I don't know. I mean, I think they intentionally designed these things to be very simple, you know, not overcomplicate them in that way. Yeah, I don't think this is the jelly cat. I'm so hesitant to say it because I would feel bad if it is and I'm just not remembering, but I think this is the normal like ragdoll cat. Three screenshots. I think I feel a bit better about this. You know, using giving it like a stand to make it more of a piece of furniture, and then including a few more normal items instead of just focusing on the blocks. Because the blocks never had much of an issue. The only one I've really seen people complain about is like the only things I've really seen people complain about is like that, like trapdoors, particularly pressure plates and buttons, because of how small those are. But otherwise, the block displays aren't really an issue. It's the items that people have mainly found a little bit just awkward. But I don't think that's entirely the case. I don't think that's entirely true. Anyways, I don't suppose I have any fire resistance. I don't think I do. I do have golden apples. I will take those, actually. A water bucket isn't going to do me much good in the Nether. Let's... You know what? Let's grab this shelf. Where's a good spot for this? I'm gonna have at least 2 armor stands. I might have 4. I mentioned this before. So I don't know if that... I could put armor stands here actually. Yeah, let's go with that. I do not want to lose that, so I can just put the bucket there as well. Yeah, that feels like a fun idea. Maybe before I go, well, I'm tempted to just fill out this whole thing with the all 4 armor stands and 2 shelves. But it might actually be more fun to let it like grow over time. It might more so be that like I eventually just go do the rest. But either way. So glad I finally did the framing and everything. I got a chimney. Still don't know if I like that window. Suppose I might as well drop this off. Yeah, okay, so I was thinking at one point that I needed to fill in, I needed to make sure every single space within a chest is filled. And then I thought for a bit that I was wrong about that, but I was in fact correct. Yeah, you need to fill in every slot of the chests that the copper golems are sorting into if you want it to be well organized in a particular way. If you don't care too much about that, then you know it's not necessarily an issue. Where's my gold? Oh. I was thinking I had gold armor here, but I guess not. There's the barn that I built. Very nice. Emerald armor. Yeah, I'll take the gold helmet. Blast protection is something. Oh, I could try to enchant some armor actually. I think I specifically would like fire protection. That would be kind of nice to have. Let's see, I can just unenchant these. Yeah, they're on death's door anyways. Thorns, that doesn't tell me anything. It's all protection. Uh, 7. Yeah. Oh. Is this? I mean, in theory, that potentially looks like the level 3 would have projectile protection, feather falling, and depth strider. I don't think that's how that works, but like, in my mind, that's kind of how it feels. Should be pretty good. Well, I'll just stick with that. I'll make it out of my base eventually. Probably. Yeah, I'm leaving my my fortune pickaxe because I feel like Silk Touch is really all you need. Because I mean, you can always come back with fortune later. And this way, well, if I do tragically meet my demise to some lava, I at least won't lose both of my pickaxes. But the hope, of course, is to not die at all. So we'll try to make that happen. Oh yeah, I need to do this path sometime soon. Maybe that'll be my next project. Oh, I like it. I think I did good. I mean, decent at least. You're still here? Go home. I've literally seen other wandering traders. What are you doing? Oh yeah, I should set my spawn. Might as well. It's still crazy that when I was fighting that bastion and I lost some of my stuff. Good to know, I suppose, that... No, I can't take that as proof that you can't hit back fireballs with this spear. But it feels like I should have if I was able to. Can I really not? Okay, no, you can. Oh, that's right. So the problem is the spear is a bit more precise with its aiming. And you can't hit things that are too close. So you have extra range. Okay. I mean, it just made it easy for me at that point. Yeah, you have extra range. But you also just don't have a hitbox up close to you. And so that's like... It makes it so that the timing with hitting those is very different. I feel like in theory the spear could be better, but I'm just not used to it. Or maybe it's worse. I don't know. Okay. That's bad. Let's see if I can make it over here. Yeah, they I do think they kind of messed up with how you obtain tiers. Because, like, that's just... It's kind of a... Like, it's a cool, kind of fancy way of killing a ghast. But it's also like kind of the best way of killing a ghast. I should have brought a fishing rod and saddle. I mean, it's not too late for me to go back. I don't know if I'll need to ride any striders, but the option could be nice. Well, you know, charging into the ghast charge, the ghast fireball, that could be interesting. Huh. Soul sand. Ooh. I could probably get a happy ghast. That'd be fun. But yeah, you know, I could have my fortune pickaxe with me and just mine up all the nether quartz like that. But it's unnecessary to be doing that right now. And that would fill up my inventory like crazy. So it's arguably better not to. Ah! Stupid lava pocket. I forgot to set this. Yeah, I lost all my compasses. And I made more, but I didn't go back to the Nether in order to set this. There we go. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy that I tackled that bastion before when I went in the Nether, and you know, I lost like I died a bunch, lost almost all of my bundles, but specifically did not lose this one that has my really powerful Curse of Vanishing bow. Which actually is really ironic. It's like the one thing I didn't lose, and it allowed me to it allowed me to actually tackle that bastion. Let's see, I should be marking my way more with torches. Cute. I still think they should change that behavior a little bit, or like tweak that. It's really fun that the baby striders ride on top of their parents' head, but it makes them cold because they're not in lava. So oh, that makes it seem more cruel. Almost more cruel than anything. See, I'm trying to well, I need to mine down this so that I can properly bridge over to that ruined portal, because I want to go check that out. And I also need a bunch of netherrack to be able to make it over to it. So trying to mine some up in order to do that. Sound of that ghast is making me just a tad uncomfortable. Wow. Such good loot. This is cool though. I almost forget that that's a thing. Huh. I was wondering about when they grow up. I imagined that they would just get off, but apparently they just stay there. That is certainly bizarre. Hello, Magma Cube. You wanna... Well, I found a fortress. Oh, that's lovely. Ooh. Oh, you're scary. Yeah, oh, the spear is cool. Yeah, I had no idea how long it was going to take me to find a fortress. You know, I don't think the structures in the Nether are like super rare, but it can be pretty difficult to find them. You know, they'll be around, but like just behind a wall or something. Oh. I'm on fire. Oh. Oh my goodness. You know, I don't know if spear is the best weapon for fighting blazes. But yeah, there's no way of I didn't get any blaze rods from that. There aren't any sort of like exploration maps or anything like that for the Nether. So you kind of just don't, you don't really know how long it's gonna be till you find stuff. I'm gonna make a point to put torches specifically on the right side. So whenever they're on the left side, it means I came from that way. I feel like that's a somewhat common strategy. Yeah, it's a good one. I don't need to pick up every bit of gold. Lava. I wonder what this room indicates. Like, is it just a random room that can generate? Or is that like the center of the fortress? Iron horse armor. Very lovely. Oh. Right, I guess Netherwart doesn't... Netherwart in fortresses doesn't necessarily generate grown. I hear a hoglin, which is a little bit scary. I am in need of more torches. Ooh. That's a danger. 16. I was not prepared for that. That's a bit of an unfortunate use of a golden apple. But I'm pretty sure I was going to die. What? You're joking. Oh gosh. Well, hopefully there's no other zombified piglins around to be angry at me. I didn't mean to hit your friend. They just happened to be around the corner at a very inopportune time. I should put, yeah, like I was pretty sure I had already searched that chest. But pretty sure isn't a guarantee. More horse armor. Rib. That's a very good hole. I really don't need the saddles. That was moderately good chest loot once upon a time, but now they're craftable and still non-stackable. So they're just not good anymore at all. It's an interesting room. Torch being there is good. Well, the rib armor trim is definitely a huge success. That's like, it's one of the main things I was hoping to get. But I still need blaze rods. There's a blaze. They just don't want to drop. They just don't want to drop anything for me. Spooky. perfectly 2 stacks. You're not mad at me, right? Yeah, we're all friends here. Except for the blazes. I'm specifically not friends with the blazes. Wow. I was... Oh, finally. Oh my goodness. I was really confused because it looked... it looked like that blaze was like in a cage, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. And then the cage started moving. Now what is up there? Better question, how does one get up there? Even better question, what do I do now that I'm out of food? Because clearly I did not come very prepared on that front. I mean, I have golden apples. Oh gosh. Luckily for me, and unfortunately for you, spear is real good. Yeah, I'll work that out later. Okay, oh. Inventory's not too full, they just dropped down here. Okay. One of them dropped down there. What? Well, whatever, I guess. Now, how do I want to do this? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, I was definitely missing one, and I would prefer to not leave it behind if I can help it. Okay. I got one blaze rod, and I found the fortress in the first place. So, you know, I think those things are good enough. There's still potentially a bunch more for me to explore. Oh. I want to make a little thing. I was gonna do it the slabs way, but that's right, I can just make it in the stone cutter. Okay. My golden helmet hasn't broken, so that's nice. I should be able to make it back with relative ease, and maybe don't sprint. Don't sprint unless I actively need to. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's a bit of an awkward path. As is that. It won't be long before I lose the ability to sprint. If I'm unable to sprint when I need to, that could be bad. This felt like adjusting that a little bit. Look at that, super close. I love how I just needed to go in the opposite direction of the bastion. And yeah, just found what I was looking for right away. Well, hello. Okay. We chill? I think we're chill. It's a bit unfortunate I only found one. Just one singular. Yeah, I can do this. One singular blaze rod. But at least I got a blaze rod. Because it's that was also an option. Just not getting one at all. Finally, I can distinguish my horses better. I've been stuck with nothing but copper horse armor for them this whole time. I was so confused for a second. Like, what is opening chests? What do you mean? This is such a nice looking fireplace, I think. This is very lovely. I think this place is coming together rather nicely. This still feels a bit empty. I don't know if it'd be weird to have like an island set up there. I could potentially take this stuff down and put like a kitchen set up on this side. And then an island there might make sense. I don't know. I don't know why I have a bottle of enchanting in there. I'll need a separate bundle at some point for all my different trims, all my smithing templates. Do y'all need some assistance? I wanted a blaze rod mainly for brewing, and one is only enough Let's do that for now. One is only enough to actually make the brewing stand, which I don't really want to do. So I think pumpkin pie. I think what I'm gonna do maybe not today, but I'm gonna go see if I can find a brewing stand in a village, because then I don't have to make it, and I can just use the powder, and that would be great. Oh. Let's do that. Yeah. I can enchant. Is anything here appealing to enchant? It doesn't really feel like it. Do I go for a diamond hoe? Honestly, maybe. I mean, what else? What else do I really care about at the moment? I think so. You know, it said fortune 3 for the diamond, or for the iron hoe. Yeah, it's fortune 2. That's annoying. Iron has higher enchantability, so that was a possibility. But like, what the heck? Okay, let's check the different armor pieces. Am I missing anything on these boots? Feather falling. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. Honestly, I don't know if this is even that good of a roll. The Depth Strider is nice, but Feather Falling is more important. Yeah, I'm not looking to make another pair of diamond boots right now, so let's try. It's the exact same thing. How very silly. Unbreaking Crossbow. That might be worth going for. Book is Smite for... Maybe I should have just enchanted the book. Because you don't know what all you're gonna get. Unbreaking 3 on the hoe. Ooh, I think I'd rather try for the crossbow. They're still looking for that cobblestone. They may have even made their way over here, but I think they just didn't look in the right chest. Now what are you doing up here? Come on. Really? Okay, well. Yeah, I might do this right now. magenta dye. Yeah. I got a smithing template bundle now. You know, I could get another armor stand. Yeah, put the gold helmet right there. You know, it's the idea of them walking around up here is maybe kind of fun, but it's already a bit crowded with this pig and all the other animals. I forgot I got a diamond shovel. Let's see, I think I'm going to go farm a bit of experience. Also, regarding the bees, evidence of an Enderman. Mojang has now revealed the baby bee, the new baby bee model, along with a few other updated baby models. And I really like the baby bee model. I think they did a really lovely job on it. And someone pointed out with it, fun little detail. It's the normal bees in Minecraft have black stripes, which is more so reminiscent of bumblebees, which is fitting because they're so large. And the baby bees now have brown stripes, and so they look a bit more like a typical like honeybee or whatever. And so you could have like kind of a separate area, or potentially just in addition to of you could have baby bees, and you know give them the golden dandelion, and kind of just, you can kind of just imagine them as a different type of bee, because they basically just function the same, which is really fun. I think that's a really cool detail, really fun detail. I need to get a setup down here for like smelting the armor down into nuggets and, well, unenchanting it first with a grindstone. Yeah, probably just like in the wall here. So I put like double chest up here, hopper into blast furnace, hopper, double chest. Just to like fill out the whole space nicely. Or I could do just one hopper directly from the furnace into the chest and then put like a grindstone right here. Maybe. Could be interesting. Oh. That's interesting. Since it's a transparent block, the camera goes through the tinted glass, but you know, the tinted glass has the unique property of being able to see through it but not letting light through, and so it's just like dark. It's interesting. I've started kind of itching to get back into skin making. I'm thinking it's about time I start rebuilding up my catalog of skin parts. That sounds weird. Character parts. We'll say that. I think it would be really lovely if they give all the weapons unique attack animations like this. Whoa. That's fun. That's probably like not at all intentional, but I hope they don't do anything to fix that, because that's... You can flourish your weapon. That's so fun. It's it's so cool. You know, maybe this is the reason why they specifically have the bricks off-centered at the bottom. For when you have openings like this. Because like visually, if this was just, if the centered brick was on the bottom, that might look a little weird. Like, it wouldn't necessarily make much sense for it to be staying in place. But with it being off-centered, you've got two bricks both being held up a little bit. So like visually that makes more sense. Now, I mean, if you have if you have like a too wide opening. Oh, still hold my pickaxe. Then you still get that centered one. But yeah, like that. I mean, you don't need to think about it that much. But it doesn't seem to make much sense. And so like if that was just always like that, that might not be very good. Where did one of these zombies yeah, one of the zombies stole one of my deep slate bricks. That is very silly. I don't know if I trust the zombie baked potato, but I'll take it. But yeah, I have started remaking my my skin base, my character base. I'm liking it so far. I think, well, hopefully it's the best I've ever done at it. That's always kind of the goal when redoing something. Yeah, maybe not always, but generally. Want to try to get better at clothes as well. Have a little bit more like, I don't know if randomness is the right word, but more like asymmetricalness. I started doing that, I think. But it's definitely something I've like it's something I've struggled a little bit with, where like I'm very what do you say? I care a lot about symmetry, I guess. You know, there's certain things like a belly button, I don't know, where since it is just like a dot, you'll often see people do it like just to one side, just off center. And that kind of thing has always kind of bothered me. And I get why they do it, because like those things are centered and they're not very wide, and so it kind of seems to make more sense to do it that way. But oh my goodness. That's crazy. Ow. Hot, small, short, no range. No, that's a crazy thing to see though. That's a special little spear right there. But yeah, I care a lot about symmetry, like not having things be off-centered. And so I try to make that kind of thing work as best as I can. But I think it's just such an extent that I get a little bit locked into that at times, and yeah, like things like clothing should be more asymmetrical with texturing and whatnot. So that's something I want to get a bit better at. And hopefully I'll be able to do a good job at that. Not super relevant to this skin, I think. I've got, my character has this like corset, this like black leather corset, and I think the symmetrical texturing makes sense there, and then that's covering up most of the tunic. But maybe like the bottom part where the legs are, you know, that could have a bit more asymmetrical texturing potentially. Okay, was that a shovel? Yeah, I guess that was a shovel that I saw drop. I thought for a moment there might have been another spear, but I probably would have noticed the spear being held. Oh, broken clocks. I'm not confident in saying that this is my favorite song in the game, but I do think it's my favorite, like, frequent song, or like common song. I think it's my favorite common song in the game. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go to level 36. That's 3 enchants. 3 full level enchants. But yeah, I've got a rough idea of what I want to do for my next the next iteration of my character. next like outfit for my character. Oh. That chest is pretty much filled up. And yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm planning to go a bit more like cute and comfy for the next outfit. You know, with the upcoming drop. Oh, I should have held on to that. With the upcoming drop theme, that's, I think, understandably kind of what I'm feeling for it. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Copper. Wow. The blue color lighting from the nighttime and the stars poking out is rather pretty. Oh wow. That's very interesting that those are empty. I don't imagine they would have been unloaded, but I don't know. Yay, they finally figured out where the cobblestone goes. Yeah, since they're so eager to do stuff, I'll give them some more to put away. Zombie. Well, there was a zombie. When am I gonna get around to my roof? I mentioned it earlier on, but this is not the finished state of the roof. I think it looks nice like that, but it's gonna be quite a lot fancier looking than that. You know, I eventually decided to put the mangrove trees over there, but I do wonder if I might like to put them over there as well. At the same time, that could be more of like a nice little pond. So, I don't know. I don't know. Gotta do something about all these pets at some point. Oh, I almost forgot to spend my levels. I think it was the crossbow. It's just unbreaking. Okay. I need quick charge. Lunge. That's interesting. Oh, imagine if it also got looting. That would just be a little cruel. Because looting is what I am really wanting to find on a book so I can add it to my halberd. But I don't want lunge on this spear. Feather falling. Protection 4. That's pretty good. Respiration on the helmet. That's nice. Efficiency 4. feel like this happens a lot where it's kind of like either you get multiple good rolls or just like nothing at all. Oh yeah, the boots. Yeah, the diamond hoe isn't exactly a priority. Neither are the boots, to be fair. It's probably, even if I get the exact roll that I want, it's probably going to be a little while before I start using them. If anything, the crossbow is probably the biggest priority, but like I need quick charge specifically. How's my diamond supply looking? Not amazing. There's definitely enough for a couple pieces of armor. Let's just try for the hoe. Why not? Loyalty 3 is an interesting one. Protection 4 on the boots. Yeah, let's try the boots again. Ah, it's protection 3. Ah. Ah. Why must it do this to me? I'll try it anyways. It's the same thing again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, good to know, I guess. Even leather has higher enchantability than diamond. I did not know that. Piercing is not even slightly an issue. didn't really get anything out of the enchanting there. That's alright. You're so close, bud. Oh? Are they gonna get it? Oh, just one to the... Yeah! Well done. Gotta remember, running forward while looking at myself like this is dangerous. I'm getting so much more honeycomb now than I was before, thanks to having 3 of these nearby. That's very lovely. Okay, well, I think that'll be all for tonight. About a 3-hour stream. Pretty good. I did accomplish my goal of looking for another fortress. Well, I accomplished my goal of looking for another fortress, and I in fact found another fortress. Got the rib armor trim. That's lovely. Always good to collect more of those. Got a bit unlucky with the blaze drops. Just one. Just one blaze rod is all I got. But if I can get my hands on a brewing stand without crafting one, then that's all I really need. And most importantly, I know where it is. So I can always go back there, search some more. I do hope they revamp the Nether Fortress at some point and and make it like the trial chambers with having trial spawners and ominous events and all of that. I know with structures, Mojang often like to... Well, actually, how many examples of that even are there? I was going to say they often like to add new structures rather than updating existing ones. But that's not necessarily true. I think there's only really one instance where they added a new structure that's like basically a revamped version of an existing structure, but it's just a separate, they just made it a separate structure instead, and that is the trial chambers. And I don't know if Mojang necessarily consider it that way, but it's not far-fetched to view trial chambers as like a more proper dungeon than, well, the quote-unquote dungeons, the little mob spawners that you can find in caves. But it's like the trial chamber is so vastly different and so vastly better as a structure that like it's almost not even a valid comparison. So in that case, it makes a lot of sense that they just left the normal dungeons unchanged. But yeah, otherwise, like in Village and Pillage, they revamped villages, and they did revamp the villages. The old villages don't really exist anymore. I don't know if they do at all. In Trails and Tales, they updated desert temples just a little bit. They just added an extra kind of hidden room for archaeology. The Nether update, they added the Piglin Bastions and didn't touch the Nether Fortress. But again, like those are just different structures. So they added a new structure is what happened there. So yeah, I guess they really don't have a history of adding new structures, adding like a new version of a structure in addition to the existing structure instead of just updating the existing structure. It actually does seem more common that they update the existing structure. So anyways, I do hope they revamp the Nether Fortress. If they make it function like trial chambers, then that might kind of mess a little bit with existing farms and things. Like, I don't imagine wither skeletons and blazes would just spawn naturally there. They would spawn from trial chambers more like, not trial chambers, trial spawners more likely. And that is a potential reason to not change them to be like that. And maybe they would just make a new structure to have a nether equivalent to the trial chamber. But the Nether Fortress just feels so appropriate for that. I don't know. Maybe it would be better to have both. Because you could also you could also argue that the Nether Fortress, like lore-wise, it kind of makes more sense to have things residing within it as opposed to coming from spawners. Yeah, I don't know. Coming exclusively from spawners, that is. I really like the idea, though, of the Nether Fortress being revamped to be like trial chambers. But regardless, I hope they do something like that for the Nether. At a trial chamber equivalent structure. And eventually, I hope to see that for the end as well. But the Nether should get that first, I think. I think that would be fair. By the way, I think I tried to mention it. I attempted to mention it multiple times in the previous stream, and I don't know that I ever did. uh, I'll tend to mention what drinks I have. Which I've got a 7-Up, by the way. But I should also mention I do always have water as well. Water is good. It is good to drink water. But yeah, that was fun. I do intend to stream tomorrow as well. I wasn't sure if I would today, but I was feeling like it. And then hopefully tomorrow I can stream earlier. I can hopefully I can start earlier for once. That'd be nice. Also, I said before that Monday and Tuesday are good, and normally I think that would be the case, but I am actually busy on Tuesdays for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, for the time being, I'll definitely try for Mondays. Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Friday and Sunday are maybes. Yeah, we'll see how that continues to develop. Yeah, I don't know what I'll stream tomorrow. I might just play more Minecraft. I don't know when I'm gonna start Hollow Knight. Could do that Sunday. I like the idea of Sunday being more of like a variety day. If I can get myself to stream on Sunday regularly. We'll see. Anyway. Yeah. That will be all for today. Ending at a somewhat reasonable time. That's nice. I don't know if I'll actually get to bed at a reasonable time, but maybe. Maybe I can do that. That'd be good. Yeah. I